How's it going, you guys? Welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Maddison Hill, and yes, it's time for another Pop Off with Maddison. For today's Pop Off, I'm going to be talking about Khloe Kardashian because we finally have some slivers of baby number 2 tea. Plus, I have an update on Khloe Kardashian and that private equity investor that she was dating prior to the baby's arrival. So obviously, I had to fill you guys in. You guys know I've been on a serious lookout for tea when it comes to Khloe Kardashian and Tristan Thompson's second child ever since we found out that their surrogate gave birth to a baby boy a few weeks ago, and finally we have some updates. I have an update on how Khloe Kardashian is doing. Tristan Thompson also made headlines for actually spending time with his son. I think that says it all whenever he posts an Instagram story with his son and it becomes a story. But here we go, I'm already starting to pop off. In addition to that, I'm also going to fill you guys in on where Khloe Kardashian stands with that private equity investor that her sister Kim Kardashian allegedly introduced her to. We're going to get into all of this Khloe and Tristan tea, but first, because this is the first pop-off of the week, you know, I have to check in and see how the House of Hill is doing. So let me know how you are, what you've been up to, all of that good stuff down below. You guys know I really love our check-ins. Me personally, I had a very chill weekend. These next couple months are finally slowing down a little bit for me, which is nice. I spent some time with my friends and my family. I'm heading to Disney later this week/weekend for a little staycation. So you guys let me know what kind of Disney content you want to see, if any. I can do a daily vlog. I can do whatever food I eat. Whatever you want to see, just let me know down below. You know I always say your guys' wish for content is my command. But enough about that. I know you straight to the tea people are like, Maddison, okay, let's get to this Khloe and Tristan tea. Enough with the Disney. We're gonna see something next week, which is true. So go ahead and drop this time code down there in the comments, and let's go ahead and get straight to unwrapping these Khloe and Tristan facts. Alright, so as you all know, Khloe Kardashian and Tristan Thompson recently welcomed their second child via surrogate, a baby boy. And while mom has been the freaking word when it comes to Khloe and Tristan's second baby, thanks in large part due to sister Kim Kardashian and her breakup with Pete Davidson, and now her making headlines for going on a little girls trip post breakup with Pete Davidson. I'm telling you, shout out to big sis Kim for really bearing that press brunt the past week. But now you guys, we finally have some tea on Khloe and Tristan's second baby. In large part, this tea is thanks to this new report from Life and Style magazine, where a source shared that Khloe Kardashian is, quote, on cloud 9 since bringing her son home. This insider went on to say that Khloe is, quote, obsessed with him, and that she, quote, hardly leaves his side, which also explains why she wasn't at Kylie Jenner's big birthday party on the boat. Anyway, continuing on, this insider also mentioned that Khloe does have a lot of help from her staff, family, and friends. So the fact that this source didn't mention that Tristan Thompson is supporting Khloe Kardashian and that Tristan Thompson is helping Khloe, they only mentioned staff, family, and friends, that does tell me that he might not be coming around as much as we might have expected. Again, that's just a pure speculation. I just feel like if he was really involved, his name would have absolutely been mentioned because that's a much bigger headline. However, speaking of Tristan Thompson, like I briefly mentioned earlier, he is making headlines for spending time with his first child, his son Prince. They were playing basketball together and people are just really going off about it. Of course, we still have no updates on his relationship with his other son, with Marley Nichols Theo. The last we heard, he still has not met that child face to face, and he's still postponing court dates in order to determine child support. Anyway, though, back to this Life and Style magazine report that's giving us info on Khloe and Tristan's second baby. This source mentioned that Khloe and Tristan's new son looks, quote, just like True and is, quote, getting bigger every day. And in regards to when we can expect to get a little look at this guy, or maybe at the very least know his name, it sounds like Khloe is struggling to find the right time. As the source said, quote, she's going to show him off, but she just doesn't know the right time to. So yeah, clearly Khloe has her hands full with both True and this new baby boy. As I filled you guys in my mini pop-off last week, Khloe does have full custody as expected, which is also why this new report from Us magazine that's giving us a little update on Khloe Kardashian's fling with that private equity investor makes so much more sense. So TBT to about a month ago when I filled you guys in on how a source spoke to People magazine and shared that Khloe Kardashian was in the early stages of dating this private equity investor that Kim Kardashian introduced her to at a dinner party. At the time when this news broke, a separate source did speak to Us magazine and said that Khloe was really happy in this new relationship and that of course it was making Tristan jealous because he was still wanting to try to win Khloe back. However, now Tristan Thompson has no reason to be jealous, as this new Us magazine report revealed that Khloe and that private equity investor are no more. This Us magazine source said, quote, Khloe and the private equity investor broke up. They split a few weeks ago. Things just fizzled out between them. So personally, I'm taking that to mean that Khloe can fully focus on the new man in her life, aka her baby boy. And obviously, I have a lot of thoughts about these baby number 2 updates, the ending of this relationship, Tristan Thompson. You know how it works. So we're gonna go ahead and make this pop off official. And I am not going to be popping shams today because you guys, I am having like a weird little little stomach thing. I don't know, my stomach just doesn't feel right, so I feel like champagne probably wouldn't help that. So instead, we're just gonna pop some bubbly. I mean, it's still bubbly, it's just like a different kind of bubbly. And we're gonna do the pop off that way. Okay, so here's the thing. Well, that Life and Style magazine report was great. I loved hearing how Khloe is on cloud 9 and that the baby looks just like True. I will say I still find it very interesting that we're not getting a whole lot of information in regards to Khloe Kardashian and Tristan Thompson's second child. Or more so, should I say that I'm impressed that we're not getting more information about Khloe and Tristan's second child. Like, I am very, very, very impressed that the inner circle is keeping a lot of this info close to their chest, because at this point, I would have absolutely expected someone to have leaked Tristan Thompson's involvement in the birth and the baby coming home, how often he's coming around now that this baby is back at Khloe's. Like, I am just very, very surprised, and I have to hand it to Khloe's inner circle. They are really keeping their lips sealed, and I don't think people are really checking for this because people are still so wrapped up in this whole Kim and Pete breakup, which is crazy to me. I kind of feel like it's old news, but people are still wondering, are her and Kanye gonna get back together? We already know this. No, they're not. What's gonna happen? Can her and Pete circle back around? Like, no. Kim is also on a little trip that, of course, people are flipping at. Look at Kim Kardashian surrounding herself with family and friends post Pete breakup. So I just really gotta hand it to Kim. Like I said, she is bearing that press brunt for Khloe, and honestly, it's impressive. I know this is probably the workings of Mama Chris, but snaps to Mama Chris because she is really killing it when it comes to this whole Khloe second baby situation. Again, I do want to point out that I thought it was very interesting that that Life and Style magazine source did not mention Tristan Thompson at all, because up until this point, you know, we've heard several sources say multiple times in many different ways that basically Khloe, yes, does have full custody, but she wants Tristan to come around and see his kids as much as he wants. She would never keep his kids away from him. So I just think it's interesting that we're not hearing that Tristan Thompson is around and trying to be supportive of Khloe and be a family with this new baby, because we know that's typically his MO. So I find it interesting he's not doing that. I am happy that he is spending time with his other child, Prince. I'm happy we got to see that on social media. I do wish still that he would take more of an interest, and I'm always going to bring this up until I see differently, but I wish he would take more interest in his son that he has with Marley Nichols. It is not this kid's fault that he wasn't planned, and I just think it is so gross that Tristan Thompson is still not meeting this son, still trying to delay court dates, still not trying to pay child support. I'm just ready to hear something different, but because I haven't, I got to keep running with that, and I just still think that that is so awful of him to do that. Now, as far as Khloe Kardashian and that private equity investor, am I surprised that things fizzled out? Absolutely freaking not. I mean, hello, bringing home a new baby and starting a new relationship are both very time-consuming things that are highly unlikely to occur at the same time. Now, full disclosure, you guys know that when this news initially broke about Khloe and the private equity investor, I was all for it. I made a video about it. I was really about her dating somebody who was not an athlete, but somebody who still definitely had their own career and understood the kind of world that Khloe Kardashian was a part of. Obviously, if he's friends with Kim Kardashian, he has to have some inkling about that. So I was very for this relationship when it was first reported, but we have to keep in mind it was reported before we found out about Khloe and Tristan welcoming a second child via surrogate. So now that we know about Khloe and Tristan having the second baby, I'm not really convinced that there was an actual fling between Khloe Kardashian and this private equity investor. I don't doubt that they met at a dinner party. I don't doubt that they hit it off and were probably texting and chatting and having a little flirty situation going on, but I really don't think that they were in the early stages of dating. I think that was something that was probably put out there. That way it looked like Khloe Kardashian was starting to get back in the dating game, because we obviously know that Tristan Thompson can't be tamed. So I think the whole purpose of that private equity investor story was to make it look like Khloe Kardashian is getting back out there, so what's wrong with Tristan getting back out there? But then the news of the baby broke, and that just totally derailed the whole thing. I don't know, that's just a very brief and small theory. Of course, I could definitely be wrong. Maybe they really were in a relationship and now they had to call it off because, you know, she has a new baby at home, which is definitely taking precedence. And overall, you guys, I do want to say I am happy that Khloe has a second child. I'm happy that Khloe got a son. I'm happy she got a sibling for True. I'm happy that she's on cloud 9 and that she's spending all of her time with this baby. I know that Khloe wants to be a great mom, so I am happy for her. I think at this point, we just have to definitely look out for the baby reveal, the baby name, and I think when that happens, we're going to hear more about Tristan's involvement. I also think it will be interesting to see if he posts that on his social media. I personally think she's gonna try to hold off as long as possible from doing this baby reveal because she wants to hold off on receiving criticism from the public. But at the same time, I don't think it matters when Khloe Kardashian does this baby reveal. She could post the baby when he's 1 year old. People are still gonna have opinions and people are still gonna have criticism just for the sole fact that she had a second child with Tristan Thompson after everything he put her through. But that's just my own opinion. You know, when that moment happens, I'll be sitting right here to talk to you about it. But in the meantime, go ahead and tell me what you guys think about this Khloe and Tristan update down below. While you guys are at it, make sure you give this video a thumbs up. Please make sure you hit that subscribe button and don't forget that notification bell. For more content, make sure you follow me over on Instagram and TikTok. And of course, don't forget to keep coming back to my channel to check out my YouTube shorts. If you guys want to make sure I see your comment or you just want to show me a little extra love and support for creating these videos for you and working hard for you, you can also go ahead and click that super thanks button down below. You guys can also check out all of my merch at my merch store at houseofphil.com. And on that note, I'll see you guys next time.